Hey, I just arrived at the city in question. I thought today I am going to go to Nijmegen. I feel a bit awkward. I just arrived at the station and the first thing I thought was, oh my god, why are there so many clouds everywhere? Because I'm wearing shorts. The plan for today is I want to make sure that I can go through this day with around 25 euros or 30 euros. We will see. What shall I do? I want to see if I can survive this day with 25 euros. And there are three things that I want to achieve. I want to get coffee. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. I want to get lunch. And also to find something at the thrift store. So we will see if that's going to work out. But I will keep you posted. And for now, I'm just going to walk to the center. That's the first step. Got some pants, some jeans. They were from Armani jeans. I paid 12 euros. It was a bit much, but I knew that this vintage store that I was getting these pants are always a bit expensive for a thrift store. They select the pieces and everything is relatively clean and not broken or ripped or whatever. So I knew that, and then they also have a lot of designer clothes a lot of the time. So I'm happy with this. 12 euros for an Armani jeans capri pants. I'm happy with that. And I got a coffee for 4.50. So that means that I've got approximately 10 euros left, I think. Oh my god, there are tiny birds everywhere. I don't know if you hear it, but they're everywhere. My goal for now is to get something of a sandwich or something. I want to get something for lunch, but I think if I sit down... Sorry, there were some people racing by. No, I think if I'm going to sit down, it's going to be too expensive. So I hope I can get just a simple sandwich somewhere. And then I'm going to see if there's another thrift store that I can find for maybe just a t-shirt or something. And oh my god, it's getting windy here. I'm at the water now. Okay, bye. Hey guys, okay, my mascara is walking away from my face. I just looked into the mirror and it was all around here, so that's great. But I'm now at the station and I'm waiting for the train and then I'm gonna go home. It was a successful day. I will get you completely up to date with my review when I get home. But new city unlocked. My hair is an absolute mess because when I got home, I worked in the garden. I took all the wild flowers, everything that was growing wild that wasn't supposed to be there. I took it all out and I used my broom and now the garden is clean again. So that's really nice. But now I'm quite sticky. I'm quite warm. But I thought let's just give a little recap of today. The goal of today was to go to a city, explore a new city that I've never been to before, use my subscription to get to the train, to get with the train to the city, so I didn't have to pay anything else for transport, and then try to stay under 25 euros with a coffee, lunch, and some thrift shopping. And I was also looking to see if there were like any free cultural activities that I could do whilst I was there. Just a little recap, little review. How did it go today? It went successful, but I didn't. Just a little spoiler alert already here. I wasn't able to make it underneath the 25 euros today. So I'm just going to tell you what I got. I got my coffee. That was a very good one. I think it was 4.50 euros at the top of my head. I need to check that. Then I had lunch. So the sandwich that I had, it was on a boat. It was really nice. And I did sit down. So I did feel like I needed to give a little tip. So the sandwich itself was 7.50 euros in the end. And I tipped her so it was 9 euros in total. Not a lot of money for an entire lunch. Then afterwards, we went thrift shopping and I got an Armani jeans, capris, jeans that fitted just absolutely perfectly. And it was exactly the type of jeans that I was looking for. So I was happy with that. Now I was around 25 euros. I went into another thrift store and I found this Hobbit game that looked very cool. I never seen it before. So I did buy that as a little present for my boyfriend and it was 7.50 euros. So in total, I think it was just above 33 euros that we ended up, but that was fine. I think that in the end, we still did well. The review of the city, in my head, I thought, okay, I'm going to give points to certain parts of the city or like certain elements of the city. But then I came to the conclusion that that's impossible because if I want to rate like cities, everything is so different and there are so many variables. So I just thought, you know what, I'm not going to bother with trying to rate it a specific grade. I'm just going to give you the highlights of my day and then give a review surrounding that. I never been to Nijmegen. It was the first time that I ever went there. First highlight or first positive thing that I experienced was that everything was very walkable. The minute I stepped out of the station, I was almost directly into the city center and everything that was or seemed to be like the highlight of the city was then also very walkable. So that's positive because if you want to do a little city trip on a budget, then it's great that you don't need to spend like extra money on an Uber or taxi or bus. Sorry, I just got a cough attack. Next to that, I think that this city is really fun if you want to go out with your friends. There were so many restaurants, bars, like little things where you can sit also on squares and next to the water. Like there were so many options and there are probably a lot of great restaurants there. I didn't try them, of course, but I think if you ever want to do like a fun city trip with friends or you just want to really go somewhere because you can go out, then I think that this is a really good city to go out. I saw a lot of young people, lots of opportunities to go out and have drinks and have fun. I did think that
I maybe expected a little bit more historical architecture. I don't know why, but there was a very beautiful church that was on the square, and there were some old buildings surrounding the square. But other than that, I think that it wasn't quite historical. I did really like the industrial sites that were next to the water. So you had some sort of food truck space that was next to the boats. And there was also next to the boat where I had my lunch. And I really liked that area. I think that looked really cool. And I think that that's a cool hangout if you're young or old. That was like a very fun part, but other than that, I didn't really I went to 2 parks, and I saw some like castle-like features, and also there was like a small waterfall in one of the parks that I went. But I think that other than that, I wasn't like blown away by the architecture and everything, but nonetheless, it was cool to see. It was cool to see. Lots of shopping possibilities. I saw multiple vintage shops. I also saw multiple very like regular stores, but also like boutique stores. There were some nice furniture stores that had very cool stuff that I saw from the window. So yeah, I think it was a very positive experience. Would I go back? I don't think I would necessarily go back and do the same thing as I did today, but I think I would go back to maybe also have some more time to go to some musea. I saw that there were some free musea in the city, but I didn't have the energy to go anymore. At some point, I was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to go home. And I just walked around the city a lot. So I don't think I will do that again. But maybe indeed to have a fun day out with friends and maybe book a hotel and then have some drinks or whatever. I think that would be a fun experience. Also, one little like sad thing was that the weather wasn't that great. When I stepped out of the train, I thought, ooh, okay, it's quite cold with my shorts on. It was very cloudy, but that's just the weather. You never know. You never know. So it didn't make the experience less nice, but I do think that if it was sunny and all of that, I think that it would have looked all a bit more magical also when you go to the parks and when you're at the water and all of that. Now it was very like gray and cloudy, and that does kind of influence the atmosphere, of course. So that was my recap. I'm really looking forward to go to the next city in a couple of days. I think tomorrow I'm going to go to the zoo, so that's going to be very exciting. Me and my brother are going to the zoo, and it's called the Beekse Bergen. And the idea of this zoo is that you have like a normal regular zoo where you can walk around, but you also have a part where you can sit in your car and the animals roam around. So the animals come to your car, or they can climb on your car or whatever. I'm not sure if we're going to do that because we're going to drive with my brother's car, so he needs to be okay with potentially something touching the car. And I would really like the experience, but I'm not going to force that upon his car. I think there are also possibilities that you can just go and hop into a bus from the zoo there, and you have like this little safari experience. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go. I've been to this zoo one time when I was little. I have no recollection of this at all. So and I went to a festival once, Wuha, when it was still there. That was also next to the zoo. My favorite festival I ever been to in my life, in my memories ever, and it's not there anymore. It's just a nostalgic memory in my mind, and I loved it so much. But yeah, so those are the memories that I have. We're gonna make new memories tomorrow, and thank you all for watching this video. I will visit more cities in the future because I really like to explore cities that I've never been to, and now I have the opportunity to do so with my train subscription. So I'm definitely gonna do that more often. This was the first try out, but I'm gonna see if next time I can really stay underneath that €25 budget. That would be great. So thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to, right? And I see you next time. Bye.